dare you call him a gada?
तो और क्या बोलूं? पहले इंजीनियरिंग की, उसके बाद एमबीए किया, उसके बाद अमेरिका जाके बैंक में नौकरी कर रहा है। अगर बैंक में नौकरी करनी थी तो इंजीनियरिंग काहे के लिए किया?
Can you imagine if doing an MBA after engineering is considered wrong? We are talking about filmmaking here.
Let me take you on a little trip. My supersonic ship's at your disposal if you feel so inclined. Well, alright. We're gonna travel faster than light, so do up your overcoat tight, and we'll go anywhere you want to decide. Well, alright.
But to be honest, the jump from engineering to film school isn't as far-fetched as it seems.
Nobody needs to be out of sight. Oh, out of sight, man.
In fact, I feel engineering rather complements filmmaking quite well. I mean, take the example of some of the best filmmakers in the world. Many of them are engineers. Can you imagine? Alfred Hitchcock, considered to be one of the finest filmmakers out there ever, never attended a single day of film school. And when I was doing the research to find out that I'm not the only fool out there who's doing this, I found out there's not one, not two, but three key characteristics of an engineer that inherently make them a better filmmaker. And it's not one of these, it's three of these combined make them a better filmmaker. Number one is this. I mean, not a particular skateboard, but it's the ability to think on your feet. For example, one of the greatest filmmakers out there, believe it or not, didn't have the money to afford his first dolly. And to overcome that, he had to make up a rig that pretty much did the job in 1,000th of the cost, or pretty much for free. He literally created a dolly with nothing but a simple skateboard. Thinking on your feet is one of the greatest talents a filmmaker might have. I mean, you might be stuck in situations which you never even come across, but there are always workarounds. And that's one of the things we engineers are pretty much great at. Apart from studying, you tell us the thing and we get it done. Because if you're telling me one of the greatest filmmakers of all time made a dolly using a duct tape and a skateboard, I mean, pretty much everything is possible. Thinking on your feet is a very essential requirement for you to be a filmmaker, to solve the problems that come between you as a filmmaker and the story that you want to tell to your audience. So out of curiosity, I was just searching the cheapest cinematic dolly I could find, and it comes out to 20,000 rupees. And most of the times, it doesn't matter if you achieve it at a $100 million budget or a pretty foolproof 10-20 rupee rig. And the second thing is probably the most unexpected, yet the most important thing that probably storytellers literally underrate, and as an engineer, it just subconsciously registered inside you: the privilege of being a spectator. I mean, we are around thousands of engineers who technically never planned out to be engineers, people who come from different stratas of society, different parts of the country, thrown inside one college, and 90% of them don't even know why they are in engineering college. All of them have different stories, all of them have varied amounts of behavior, and just coming across these people, some of us who are our friends, just makes us come across so many unique characters in our life, which inherently I feel a lot of filmmakers draw their experiences from. Take the example of Three Idiots, one of the most critically acclaimed movies of Indian cinema, and Raju Rani drew the entirety of this narrative for the film from his college days during his time of doing engineering in NIT Nagpur. I mean, obviously, it's a story between three friends in their engineering college, and two of whom never even intend to be engineers. It's definitely an unfair advantage, but a huge privilege to be a spectator in such a wide spectrum, which I know for sure doesn't exist in any other fields. That's why more than half of the engineers never end up doing anything related to engineering. And coming to the final piece of the puzzle, the one thing that I feel engineering has helped a lot, it's made me understand that there are multiple paths that leads to the same destination. It's the end result that people might see, and it's the impact that your creation leaves on its user or its audience. For example, a building well constructed that lasts for eternity makes an impression. Similarly, a story that's well crafted, completed, and strikes an emotion is a story that has a lasting impact. Because most of the times, even if you fell down 3 times, 10 times, 20 times, the audience might not know that, or the consumer might not know that. It's the final output that you present will be counted. It's the final project that you submit will be considered. It's the final assignment that you hand over will end up giving you the final marks. The lessons: to put in the maximum effort, to leave no stones unturned, and to give it the best you can and craft the best results so that you don't leave anything to luck, because it's the professor, the output you present, and his mood that counts. And similarly, it's the audience, the film that you put out, which actually gets you marks. So that's why I prefer not to leave anything to luck and create the perfect, complete structure that I can and present it to the audience. And I feel if it wasn't for engineering, I don't think I would have learned all these lessons.